Hey guys, Let's Play here. So Twitter has announced that the Ifrit trial will be starting later on today, and I thought I'd do a little quick rundown of the boss. So this guy is called the Chimera, and it's a pretty cool looking boss. You've got a lion head, a goat head, and a dragon head. What kind of body is that? I don't know. I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments. But this boss is quite an interesting boss, and is one of my more likable bosses in the game. I really enjoy this boss fight because of how it is. So the Chimera has 3 heads, and as you guys can see, the head's glowing. Now the glowing determines what head will attack. Right now it defaults to the lion head, which is red and a fire elemental attack. Now these are single target attacks and are quite powerful, and they get stronger as the battle goes on. So we're going to see him attack now. So I'm just going to use brave attacks. Okay, so now he switches to the goat's head, which is ice elemental attacks. And these are more magical base attacks, and they're okay. They're not too powerful, so they're weaker than the lion head, and also single target as well. So they're fine, really, in my opinion. They're not too bad. So we're just going to have him attack here to demonstrate. Now, the dragon head glows yellow and a thunder elemental attack. Now, the dragon head mostly uses AoE attacks. The only exception where the dragon head doesn't use an AoE attack is when it's going for an HP attack. But if you do break it, it'll still do a single target attack, and the damage isn't all that good. So that's okay. But yeah, be careful of the break when it comes to this guy, because he does do an AoE attack, and all 3 heads will get stronger attacks as the battle wears on, and at all stages, the Chimera is weak to fire. So no matter what head it has, it'll always be weak to fire, even if it's on the red head, as you guys can see here. So yeah, it's always going to be weak to fire, and it's just a demonstration here of the attacks. Now I'm using the strongest version of the Chimera to demonstrate attacks, and so it survives easier because I could kill it too quickly. But other than that, that's pretty much the gimmick behind this guy, and I quite like this boss fight because it keeps you on your toes. But one thing to note, as the battle wears on, I'm going to try and demonstrate it here, is that he will buff himself when he gets to certain HP thresholds. Okay. So as you guys can see, he's got to that amount of HP, and what happens is he gives himself an attack up buff, and it's for 15 turns. These buffs can be dispelled by Vanille, so that's one thing to note, and he doesn't bring them back. These are one-time only uses, and they use automatically, so that's something to be very careful of. Though I do believe if you're in summon mode, he doesn't use it until after summon mode is finished. So as you can see there, he's going to go for the HP attack, but because I've broken him, he's still aiming for that one target attack now, and it turns to a brave attack. So thankfully, I won't take too much damage, but it's not that powerful at all. So if he's going to HP attack at this point, then that's good. Hopefully I can bring him down to the next buff. Okay, so when you get down to about half HP, the next buff is a defense up buff for 15 turns as well, and you will really notice the damage. You will really notice the damage reduction, so that's something to be quite careful of. Okay. Now, I believe, and I can't confirm this right, but when he has when he gets to that 50% point, then his attacks change, so they become much fiercer and more powerful. And be careful, they do quite a lot of damage, and hopefully he should demonstrate this here. Doesn't HP attack, that is. Oh, it's an HP attack, damn it. Okay, right. this is also one thing to note as well. I believe when you target himself, the buff he puts on is a HP regen buff. So that's to be very careful of that, because that makes the battle a lot longer, because he does restore quite a bit of HP with this buff. So be careful of that. Be very careful of that. Yep. So it's only for 3 turns, which is alright. I think I can get him to demonstrate his attack here, which is going to be a lot scarier than normal. So something to be very mindful of. So you see, there's a lot of damage, and that is a very scary brave threshold to have. But I mean, this is the max level after all, so that's nothing to worry about. I'm using it as an example. Hopefully he should use his upgraded attack here as well. So yeah, this is a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage. This is a very scary attack. So something to be very, very mindful of. Oh, I just hate to be attacked there. Really annoying. Really annoying. Okay. Okay. So the third and final buff is a brave regen buff as well. So that's it. So he gets 3 buffs: attack, defense, and brave regen, and he can at some points give himself a self HP regen as well. But yeah, that's pretty much this boss in a nutshell. That's really all it is about him. So just keep your wits about you, and you kind of don't want to battle to drag on, because as you can see, that brave regen gives him a lot of brave. His brave to skyrockets to crazy high levels. I hope this guy's been useful to you. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you for the next video.
絆が導いた勝利だ。